Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, April 14. The weekend curfews imposed as part of measures to reduce the spread of COVID-19 have been extended for another 3 weeks, but the hours will be modified. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the weekend curfew will now begin at 4 p.m. on Saturdays, ending 5 a.m. the next day, and at 2 p.m. on Sundays until 5 the next morning. However, there will be no closing at half-day on Fridays. Meanwhile, the curfew hours for weekdays, Mondays to Fridays, remains from 8 p.m. to 5 the next morning. In a statement to Parliament Tuesday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the measures had been successful in slowing down the spread of the virus, but the positivity and hospitalization rates remained too high for comfort.
The public sector positivity rate, which is the rate that we pay attention to, is based upon the more reliable PCR tests, and that was 25.7%. So of the PCR tests that were done within the public sector, meaning within the public health sector, 25% of those tests, 25.7% of those tests came back positive. What we would consider as manageable is 5%. So we are 5 times higher than where we should be.
Mr. Holness says the other COVID-19 containment measures remain largely unchanged until May 4. The ban on funerals remains, while the maximum number of people in church has been increased from 12 to 30, but services must take place outside of curfew hours. The restriction on face-to-face classes also continues, including students who are sitting exit examinations. But the Prime Minister says exams scheduled to be held before May 4 are permitted at physical locations. At the same time, existing work-from-home protocols in the public sector will continue until May 4, while private sector employers are urged to allow eligible employees to work from home. The gathering limit remains at 10. As it regards protecting the borders, the United Kingdom travel ban will continue until April 30, at which point it will expire and is not expected to be renewed. The travel ban for Brazil, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Argentina, and Paraguay has been extended until May 4. And the Prime Minister says other existing protocols, including the requirement for all travelers to present a negative COVID-19 test that is conducted within 3 days of travel, remain in place. So too the requirement to self-quarantine for 14 days after arrival. Chief Justice Brian Sykes says action is being taken to release outstanding transcripts and judges' notes from the High Court and parish courts. Justice Sykes says while the delays are having an adverse effect on the justice system, the challenges in producing the documents are due to a staff shortage. He adds that in the parish courts, the number of judges were increased without the necessary support to quickly prepare notes of evidence, while in the Supreme Court, particularly on the criminal side, inefficiencies still exist.
We have a number of practices there that really need to be changed in order to become more productive, and also the upskilling of court reporters within the unit. You have some excellent ones there, but you also have court reporters who need to embrace the new vision and the trajectory and the path that we have taken in order to serve the people of Jamaica better.
The Chief Justice was speaking recently at the swearing-in ceremony for 6 judges and 2 masters in chambers. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, is extending the time period granted to sub-franchise operators to pay their road license fees. Corporate Communications Manager at the JUTC, Cecil Toms, says the fees, which are normally due at the end of March, will become due on May 14. He says the JUTC is mindful of the impact that COVID-19 has had on the operations of the transport sector and is playing its part to ensure people's livelihoods are not disrupted.
We thought it important after discussions with the Transport Minister to grant them an extension in the payment of their fees. Now, in addition to that extension, we have given operators a 15% discount in their fees as well. And this must be seen as a continuation of our efforts to empathize with operators.
And finally, State Minister of Education, Youth and Information Robert Morgan is calling on Jamaicans to recommit their energies, talents and intellectual abilities towards protecting children. He was speaking during yesterday's virtual launch of Child Month 2021. Mr. Morgan commended the various child-related institutions for helping to build awareness on how to protect children and their rights, but said more needed to be done to curtail violence against children.
This is not just related to corporal punishment, which persons like myself, the Prime Minister, and many other well-thinking Jamaicans continue to condemn and encourage the banning of, not just within the government service, which we have, but seek to ban it nationally and remove it from our culture as a means of discipline. But also speaking about sexual violence, which continues to be one of the greatest challenges that we face as a society.
The state minister encouraged Jamaicans to report incidents of child abuse during Child Month and beyond, pointing out that there could be no arrest of perpetrators without a report and no consequence without evidence. Child Month 2021 will be observed in May under the theme, I strive to overcome adversities with resilience. I soar. The National Child Month Committee will host virtual events during May, starting with the National Church Service on Sunday, May 2 at the Linstead Pentecostal Tabernacle in St. Catherine. National Children's Day will be celebrated on Friday, May 21. Children 6 to 17 years old will have the opportunity to give their best interpretation of the Child Month theme in song, dance, poetry, or the playing of a musical instrument. These will be showcased on Children's Day on various social media platforms. Child Month celebrations will culminate with a day of prayer on Wednesday, May 26. Churches across the island will use the day to pray for the nation's children. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.